Hello, 8-3. Hope you're well. This is Mr. Brown. I am going to go over the assignment for the last that you've been completing for the last couple of days anyway. The poem called Blizzard by Linda Pastan. So you might want to, if you want to open up Common Lit, you might want to pause this now, and then you might be able to follow along with me. Okay? So I'm going to start now. All right, we're going to talk about Blizzard by Linda Pastan, okay? Sometimes poems, as we know, and we've read a few, they can be difficult. There's not a lot of language, but it seems like there's a lot of meaning in um, a poem, and that's what makes them so interesting. Um, but they do take some work, and I think we could do that right now together, okay? So let's start our poem called Blizzard by Linda Pastan. And first of all, the title, just like the title of a book, should tell you a good deal, particularly with a poem. So we're talking about a blizzard here, but we might be talking about more than a blizzard. Okay, so I'm right at line 1 of the poem. Okay, the snow has forgotten how to stop. It falls stuttering at the glass, a silk windsock. I'm going to stop there. Already we've got snow. We've gotten the idea that snow has forgotten how to stop. Okay, you might remember that literary device, and that, of course, is personification. The snow has forgotten how to stop, and that means that we've got an object given human qualities. Okay, so the snow has forgotten the way humans can forget. Okay, so right away we've got personification of the snow. It has forgotten how to stop. It falls stuttering at the glass, a silk windsock of snow blowing under the porch light. Okay, so we've got it's stuttering at the glass. We've got an image there, sort of stopping at the glass. You've probably seen snow falling on a window, so you can get that imagery there. Blowing under the porch light. Okay, tangling trees which bend like old women snarled in their own knitting. Okay, this is interesting. So we've got snow that has forgotten how to stop. It's stuttering at the glass and stopping at the glass. Under the porch light, tangling trees which bend like old women snarled in their own knitting. Now we've got another sort of comparison here, but as you might notice, we've got the word like, and like denotes a simile. Still a comparison of two unlike things, but we've got a simile there because the tangling trees are being compared to an old woman snarled in their own knitting, or old women, I should say, snarled in their own knitting. So if you can imagine an old woman bent over, they're comparing the trees to that, okay? But again, if you keep following, because this poet doesn't put up periods or anything like that, it's a constant thought. The snow forgetting how to stop, okay, under the porch light, tangling trees, bending like old women, snarled in their own knitting. Okay, let's continue. Okay, I'm just at line 17. All right, line 15 is in their own knitting, in their own knitting. Snow drifts up to the step of the doorsill, a pointillist's blur. Okay, if we look at the word pointillism there, it says a style of painting in which a picture is formed from many small dots. Okay, that was a way that impressionist painters would would paint. They would use dots, and then the whole thing would come together. So you can see here that now the snow is being compared to sort of like dots of a painting, making a whole picture. So over the doorsill, a pointillist blur. The wedding of form and motion. If we look at the word wedding there, they don't mean two people getting married, they mean combining, which is what a wedding is like, to combine, to wed, to combine. So the wedding, the combination of form and motion, shaping itself to the wish of any object it touches. Chairs become laps of snow. So here she is saying, excuse me, uh, it's form and motion shaping itself to the wish of any object. So we've got form and motion in the snow coming down, and if it falls on an object, it's going to make that object disappear and make that object. And as you'll see, she's talking about a chair here, where a chair could be sitting there, snow could fall on it, the chair could disappear, but you would still have the shape of a chair in the snow. We've all seen that. So it's a really good image of what she's trying to say. The snow is burying everything and creating like a snow landscape. Everything's made of snow, shaping itself to the wish of any object it touches. Chairs become laps of snow. The moon could be breaking apart and falling over the eaves, over the roof. A white bear shaking its paw at the window, splitting the hive of winter. Snow stinging the air. I pull a comforter of snow up to my chin and tumble to sleep as the whole alphabet of silence falls out of the sky. Okay, so we had a chair becoming like a sort of a snow chair. The moon could be breaking apart and falling over the eaves, over the roof. A white bear shaking its paw at the window, splitting the hive of winter. Okay, so we get an idea of a white bear now. And if it shakes its paw at the window, it splits a hive. What lives in hives? Bees live in hives. So it's almost as if the bear has split a hive of winter, and what comes out? Not bees, but snow. Snow stinging the air like bees sting. So that's a very good sort of literary device there. She's talking about snow stinging the air, much like the way bees would sting the air. Now we've got a first person narrator all of a sudden. I pull a comforter of snow up to my chin and tumble to sleep. Okay, does she literally pull a comforter of snow up to her chin? That would be strange. But if we think of a comforter or a blanket as white, maybe she's saying, I'm also pulling snow up to my chin, and I tumble to sleep as the whole alphabet of silence falls out of the sky. Okay, so what have we got going on there? First thing we should do is look at some guided questions here. So if we look at number 1 here, about the knitting, it says, what happens to snow? Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, I got the wrong one here. Let me go to guided questions, and I guess it won't let me go to guided questions. But one of the questions was, let's say, number 3 here. What happens to the snow at the end of the poem? Okay, we've got 4 choices. It melts, it stops falling, it buries a person, or it continues to fall. So let's look at the very end here. We have, I pull a comforter of snow up to my chin and tumble to sleep as the whole alphabet of silence falls out of the sky. Okay, is it melting? There's nothing that says that it's melting there. It's falling out of the sky, surely. It stops falling? Well, that's out of the question because we are told that it is still falling out of the sky. It buries a person? Well, the person pulls a comforter of snow up to their chin, and that's just a metaphor for a white comforter, but it's not burying anyone now. Or does it continue to fall? Certainly, the alphabet of silence being the snow means that it's still falling out of the sky. So our correct answer there would be continues to fall. Okay, if we go to the assessment questions, which you were supposed to finish, I'm not going to answer these, but once we've read carefully, we can go to number 1, which asks us, which of the following best identifies the theme of the text? Let's see, sorry about that. Goodness, still coming up. Which of the following best identifies the theme of the text? And as we know, the theme is the main idea. What is trying to be conveyed here by the poet or the author? What are they trying to teach us? What is the main idea? And how do we get the main idea? We look for supporting evidence from the text. Okay, so here we're given 4 choices. A, aging is painful, worth a thought. B, nature is violent and destructive. Okay, you have to really think about that one. You might have to read the poem again. C, winter is a time of loss. Or D, the beauty of winter creates calm. Okay, we're going to go over this tomorrow, so I don't want to answer this just now. But now that we've read it a little more carefully, maybe you can start thinking about which is the best theme for this. And if you go to question 2, that's going to ask you which line from the poem best supports that answer to part A. So you could certainly be doing number 2 and number 1 together so that they sort of synthesize, so that each answer fits together and you'll know that you've got the right answer. Okay, so do read it again, read it carefully, try to answer the questions the best you can, and we'll talk about it. Okay, I hope this helps. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.